Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Now today, we're here to take it down a level. I know the stress level, everybody, what do they call it? They call it election. Hold on, I'm trying to put my passcode on my phone very quickly. They're calling it election fatigue or whatever the fuck they're calling it. We're here to talk about football today, man. And like the U.S. government, this organization we're going to talk about today is very inept. You know, we're going to start using vocabulary words because we got to get your education up and stuff like that. We're here to talk about the Greenbay Packers. Now, you may be thinking, how are the Greenbay Packers inept? Like they're like a storied franchise, you know, the Lombardi, you know, that good stuff. Yeah, whatever, cool. They're inept because they have the greatest quarterback of all. They should have the greatest quarterback of all time, and it's only their fault that he isn't. Let's be honest. That's how I'm starting off the video. We starting off hot, my boys. All right. Yeah, I feel like Aaron Rodgers would be the greatest quarterback of all time if either A, he wasn't a Green Bay Packer, or B, the Green Bay Packers supported him properly. They've never supported him his whole career. The past 2 years are very, I don't know what I was saying very to try to think of the word I was going to say. The past 2 years have been very emblematic of that, you know. Let's start off with 2016. I got notes here, 2016. We gonna cut. Alright, so first we're gonna start off 2016. Why do I keep saying 2016? So we're gonna start off in 2019. That's where our timeline begins. 2019, Odell was traded from the New York Giants, I hate my life, to the Browns. The trade was for a first-round pick and Jabril Peppers. Now, why do I bring this pick up? Well, why do I bring this deal up? Because what he was drafted for. Now, during that time, Green Bay was, you know, the Green Bay name was being thrown out there when the rumors were happening. It was that deal came out of nowhere, and it really distraught me. I'm still hurt. It's part of the reason why I'm not a Giants fan no more. We're gonna talk about that another day, another time. The reason why I bring this up is because, you know, Green Bay definitely, they could have made that deal. No problem. They had the first round pick. I'm sure they could have the Giants needed some linemen, and we all know Dave Yadamahilo, I love hog mollies. He could have threw like a BS lineman at him. He don't know the difference between a lineman.
You try and get some crisscrosses and get a guy. Pressure, ball comes out, and it's scooped.
And a line judge. He throw him at him, he'll take him. It don't matter. Instead, what does Green Bay do? They sit on their laurels. The draft pick is more valuable than a proven commodity. I'll never understand it in the NFL. I'll never understand how a draft pick potential is more valuable than a proven commodity. Don't make sense. That's the only market where that happens. That pick was Rashawn Gary. Now, great talent. I think he's going to do well in this league when he progresses. You know, he's still growing. However, this is a team that can compete for a Super Bowl. And 3.5 sacks versus what Odell could have did for them it's a way bigger difference. They could have used Odell back in that playoffs. And they were 3-13 last season. They were a sniff away from the Super Bowl. And they would have been playing a Super Bowl unexperienced team. I don't think any player on that team has been to the Super Bowl. That's a bold claim, and I'm not just going to throw that out there. It was a very unexperienced team in the Super Bowl. You never know what Aaron Rodgers and his football IQ could have did. Same thing with Odell. They could have really did some damage. Plus, you give that new coach, that's not Stefanski. You could have gave that new coach Odell. He's very creative with it. He likes to run a lot. But, you know, listen, when you have Odell, that running shit don't mean nothing. Throw the fucking ball. But Aaron Rodgers, too. You know, you could have never known you never know what could happen in that Super Bowl. They could have easily took that away. I have them beating the 49ers. No problem if they have Odell. No problem. They would have beat them the same way that the Chiefs beat the 49ers in the Super Bowl. It just would have came around early. With that being said, I may be, that's not like a out there, opinion. You know, there's a lot of people who feel the same way as me. A lot of people who think, nah, Odell wasn't really worth it. It is what it is. You know, it's a 50-50 thing right there. However, the 2020 draft is not a 50-50 thing. Everybody thinks Green Bay is stupid for this. This was the worst move. This might be the worst thing they've ever done to Aaron Rodgers. I'll be honest with you. They've done a lot of stupid things to Aaron Rodgers too. Reason why he only has one Super Bowl. They drafted Jordan Love in the first round and traded up for him. I was gonna go over the talent. I'm still gonna go over the talent that they passed on, but I just had to get it out. I had to say they drafted a quarterback who was projected to go second to third round. They traded up for him and picked him. You know who they picked him over? Well, I'll tell you who. I'll tell you who was drafted after him. We have T. Higgins.
Here on 35, Burrow flushed out, probing the defense. Will just throw it up towards the sideline. My goodness, was it a catch? Yes, it was.
T. Higgins. Michael Pittman.
Able to read that one. Believe Pittman was going to go to the outside. Does a nice job working back in.
Laviska I can't say his name. I never can say his name. Don't know. I have to hear it said because I don't know what I'm saying.
Minshew's pass caught by Laviska Shenault. And that is a Jacksonville for
their next home game on October 4th. So about 7,000 for their next home game. Shenault, 40.
But shouts out to you. I have watched the game, a Jaguars game. You do your thing, bro. Chase Claypool. We all know about Chase Claypool. We all know about Chase Claypool.
Third down and 6. Roethlisberger to a wide open Claypool. Claypool inside the 5 to the end zone.
And then, of course, we have Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
And a very good offensive line. Second down and 3. Big hole. Edwards-Helaire will take it to the end zone.
Could you imagine Aaron Jones and Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the same backfield? Not to mention all the pass rushers they could have got as well. Because they obviously need pass rush and run stop defense. They are horrible. Horrible. But they didn't. They drafted a quarterback in the first round who they're not going to use this season. They'll use next season when Aaron Rodgers requests a trade. But, I mean, this is the worst pick. Worst. I still talk about it and get angry. And I'm trying not to curse because I really want this, I want this video to get traction. But it's stupid. Alright, so even after all of this, this season, they still had a chance. They still had a chance up until last week or earlier this week. Now, currently Green Bay sitting at 6-2. They were sitting at 5-2 or 5-1. I think when I took these notes originally, they were at 5-1. Now they're sitting at 6-2. They need help. Okay, this is there's no way to sugarcoat it. Their record sounds good. The division that they're in, they're gonna win. The Bears are now sitting at what's the Bears record right now? The Bears. I don't have the Bears record, but they're in the nose. They're in the tailspin. They just lost another game. Now they're like a full game behind Green Bay. They need help. The Bears need help and Green Bay needs help. I'm starting to get out playing the video where I'm rambling, but we're gonna keep going. He never barks, bro. You see what up? He never barks, and he decides to bark in the middle of a video. He never barks. So currently, Green Bay sitting at 6-2. It's looking like a 3-team race, maybe a 4-team race if New Orleans decides to get their act together and Michael Thomas wants to play again. So the teams that Green Bay are going to be competing with for the Super Bowl spot, they're competing with Seattle, whose defense is porous, but they just upgraded and added Carlos Dunlap to add some pass rush to their team. That'll obviously help, and they're going to get Adams back. Well, I love Adams on that team. I wish they could get their act together. And of course, their offense is their offense. They have Russell. They have all the weapons. They're going crazy. You need to score about 50 points to beat them. I'll be honest with you. Your defense has to be on their game. Then you have the Bucs. The Bucs, Gronk is looking better. The defense has always looked good. And they just added Antonio Brown. Now, adding Antonio Brown, if that's not getting better, then I don't know what that is. That's more than improving. That's taking yourself up a notch. I have them talent-wise right there with the Chiefs now. I mean, they're right here with the Chiefs. On the other side of the AFC, there's even teams getting better on the AFC side. AFC side, you know, Ravens just went and got Ngakoue. They're trying to gear up. Everybody's trying to get good, except the Packers. Yo, everybody is trying to get good except the Packers. It's like the Packers are fine with a second round exit. That is their thing. They love second and third round exits. They get off on it. You know, Green Bay had the chance to get Aaron another weapon, Will Fuller. The Texans are on a full nose. I keep saying nose. The Texans are on a full tailspin. They don't know their head from that. They can't win. Deshaun Watson, he's gonna be out of there soon. Will Fuller and J.J. Watt were both on the market. Neither of them got traded. Now, rumors out there that Will Fuller was being floated for a second round pick, and Green Bay would have to pick up his $5.3 due this season. Now, normal people who are trying to fight to keep somebody on their team and, you know, trying to fight to keep somebody with them. And you know, just not even trying to fight, trying to sell somebody that they care about them and that I support you. They're going to make that deal. I honestly don't think there's any other team in the league that wouldn't make that deal for Aaron Rodgers. Only Green Bay wouldn't make that deal. The reasons why they didn't make the deal was, oh, he's injury prone. See, the thing is, I don't think Green Bay realizes it. They're fighting for you're not really fighting for a Super Bowl, because yeah, you have a chance, but you're fighting to keep your franchise quarterback. I know you guys think you have something with Jordan Love. He's unproven. You don't know, and you're gonna waste. You have talent right there. Devontae Adams, that's another brother I feel bad for him. He had an awesome game the other night. But he's going to be damned there. He's probably going to get there stuck there even longer than Aaron has. You don't know. They passed on Will Fuller. They passed on him, and he's injury prone. They should have made that trade. They should have showed Aaron Rodgers that they cared, and they're trying to support him. Another move. They could have made a move for Carlos Dunlap. Because as I said before, they need help on the defensive side. It's not the same defense as last year. They can't. Last year they were living off of generating turnovers and everything. They're not generating those turnovers, and they're playing. Teams are playing smash mouth football against them. They're running it up on them. If they beat the 49ers, I think on Thursday night. If the 49ers had Raheem Mostert and Debo, and they had Jimmy, and they had George Kittle, it would have been a very different game. Green Bay would have lost that game easily. Not to mention on the defensive side, Bosa, if they had Bosa back, it would be a problem. They got lucky. I'll be honest with you. I think Green Bay is going to have a hard time this season. I mean, so I'm saying the second round exit, it might even be a first round exit. I'll be honest with you. That defense don't look good. The run stop is horrible. The offense looks good. I mean, they put up 34 points, but that's against a depleted defense. What happens when they run into the Bucs? What happens when they run, if Seattle decides to get their act together, what happens when they run into Seattle? I don't know. All right, so I'm about to get out of here. Yes, Dad. Come on in. Come on. What's going on, man?
What's up, y'all?
What's going on? What you got to say today?
Oh, you recording today?
I'm moving out. Please subscribe. I need to move out. The dog is barking. The dog never barks. I swear to God, the dog never barks. He barks today. My mom comes here and asks me about an Apple Watch. What would you like to talk about? What do you talk about?
Oh, man.
As you see, everybody's waking up. I live in a madhouse. Let's get it over with. In conclusion, here are my closing statements, man. The deadline passed. They did nothing. I mean, they're sitting at 6-2 now. I hope, I don't want to wish failure on anybody. I don't see them beating any of the top echelon teams, though. And with that being said, I think they're going to have a second round outage again. And Aaron Rodgers is going to request a trade. Aaron Rodgers has to get out of there because at this point he's fighting for a legacy. You don't want your legacy to be the second round out man, third round out man. Can't win in the Super Bowl, man. I mean, he's winning the Super Bowl the one time he's got there, but hasn't been back since, man. But, yeah, he has to get out of there. He has to get to a team that's going to support him, that's going to make the proper trades to get talent around him. Plus, honestly, the way Green Bay's acting, I don't really know if Green Bay wants him. Yeah, this whole video could be a whole bunch of nonsense. Because the way Greenbay's acting, they're really acting like they don't want Aaron Rodgers, and they don't really support him. So Aaron, go where you're wanted, not tolerated. That is a racism. Have a good day, y'all.
A dope boy who made a check from other than dealing. What a good feeling when they know you 1 in a million. The feds bury half of my niggas under the building.